Today we are going to discuss graphing in polar coordinates. So the thing is graphing in polar coordinates. So whenever you plotted the graph in the Cartesian plane, whenever you had the coordinates in the form of x and y, you used to do it in the sense you had, let us have the coordinate axis like these. And for if you are given some x comma y, let's say 2 comma 3 type of a structure, when this is your x and this is your y, what you used to do, you took 2 units in the x-axis on the x-axis and you took 3 units in the direction of y-axis, and whatever that point used to be, we used to plot it there, and this used to be the point 2 comma 3, right? So just that we used to travel by 2 units in x-axis or 3 units in the y-axis, as the point was 2 comma 3. Right now we have something called polar coordinates, and we know how to plot the polar coordinates as well by, if it is given in terms of r comma theta, we travel theta units or the theta radians from the positive direction of x-axis, and then we travel r many units from the origin to reach the required point. Let's say this is our r comma theta, where this is r, this is theta, and this much unit, this length is your r units, right? So while graphing the polar coordinates, okay, while graphing the Cartesian coordinates, we used to plot many a points and then used to trace them. For example, you used to have a function like y equal to x square. So what did you use? What did you do it? So you do this thing that take x equal to 1, you have a value for y, 1 comma 1, you plot a point. Then you take x equal to 2, you have value for y as 4, so 2 comma 4 is a point, you just plot it. And join all the points which you have got to get some curve-like structure. Exactly on the same grounds, we'll be graphing our graphs in the polar coordinates as well. For example, you're given, let's say, r is equal to 1. Now, because you're given an equation in terms of r equal to 1, that means your equation, like if you take theta to be something, your r is still 1. Let's say theta was 0, r was 1. Theta is pi by 2, r is again 1. Theta is pi, r is 1, because right now we have r to be 1 fixed. R is not depending upon theta as such. So how will we plot this thing? This will be like you have your axis as these. So no matter whatever your theta is 0 means you're traveling along the x-axis, and how many units? By 1 units, because r is 1. When theta is pi by 2 means pi by 2 units from the x-axis means along this particular line, the vertical line, and how many units you will travel? 1 unit. And when theta is pi means you're traveling along this particular line, how many units? 1 units. And if in case I would have taken theta to be pi by 6, r would have been 1 again. Means when theta is pi by 6, let's say this much, when theta is pi by 6, how many units you need to travel? You need to travel 1 unit. So whatever points, all the points which you have got like this, no matter whatever your theta is, you're traveling by 1 unit every single time. So what sort of curve you'll get?
Circle.
Circle. So the r equal to 1 equation represents a circle of radius 1, right? That's how you will plot the graphs. How you do it? You just collect the points r comma theta according to whatever equation which we have. Right now r is equal to 1. It is independent of theta. So that's not a problem. For whatever theta will take, the value for r is equal to 1 only. So for theta to be anything, we are traveling by 1 units from the origin, and we could notice that r equal to 1 yields a circle. Right? That's how you do it for r equal to 1. Or if r equal to a would have been there, then you would have got, what would have been your answer then? There will be again a circle of radius a units, because no matter whatever theta you'll take, you'll travel a units from the origin, and that's how you'll reach a circle of, right now it is 1. For if it would have been a, then a would have been your radius. Right? Is it clear? So that's how you have plotted a graph in terms of, for an equation given in terms of polar coordinates, right? Okay, let us consider one more example. Let's say if you're given that r is equal to maybe sine theta, suppose. Okay. So let us consider r equal to sine theta. So what do we have? Theta is the independent variable and r now depends upon theta. In the previous one, we had that r was fixed as 1. So no matter whatever theta we used to take, r had the value to be 1 all the time. But now r depends upon the variable theta. So theta is the independent variable, and for whatever theta you'll have the values for r accordingly. So let us start with the most crude thing which we know, theta to be 0. We'll keep plotting the points along with the calculation. So let us first do this. So for if theta is equal to 0, your value for r is sine 0, which is simply 0, right?
Zero.
So you have the point as r comma theta means 0 comma 0. So one of the points is 0 comma 0. Let us plot it. It would be right here. Okay. Next up, let's say theta is pi by 6 because that's the first thing for which we can calculate the sine quite easily. So r will be sine pi by 6 and the value becomes,
1/2.
so your r comma theta happens to be 1 by 2 comma pi by 6. You know how to plot the point as we have just before discussed before. So you'll calculate pi by 6 units from the x-axis and travel how many units from the origin? Half units means 1 by 2 will be traveled here. So this is our point r comma theta, which is 1 by 2 comma pi by 6, right? So basically what we are doing, we are collecting the points. So let us mark them with some different color. These are the units which you'll travel by like half units, and the point which you have got is this, this particular point, right? Next up, theta is let's say pi by 4. The value for r happens to be,
1/√2.
which is, so you have your value as 1 by root 2 comma pi by 4, right? So pi by 4 units from the x-axis, like pi by 4 radians from the positive direction of x-axis, and how many units you need to travel from the origin? 1 by root 2 units, which is definitely greater than 1 by 2, so it'll be like somewhere here, right? Can you connect it? Is it clear? Like that's how you're collecting the points. Next up, let us just consider few more examples so that we can generalize them later. R is equal to now sine pi by 3, which happens to be root 3 by 2. So our coordinate, now polar coordinate point, becomes root 3 by 2 upon pi by 3. So again, pi by 3 units from the positive direction of x-axis, and you're traveling by root 3 units, so you'll get a point right here. So this is the point which will mark. And one more thing, let us just consider for pi by 2. R would be sine pi by 2 means 1, yani 1 comma pi by 2 is the point which is the next one which you have to plot. So pi by 2 radians from positive x-axis means now we have moved to the y-axis. This is pi by 2 exactly. And how many units? 1 units means we'll be reaching here. So this is your point. So from 0 to pi by 2, you have collected the points. So let us just collect them. What do we do? जब हम x and y को plot कर लेते थे, then we used to join them. Exactly the same thing. We have collected the points r comma theta and we are now going to join them. So this will look like something like this. कुछ ऐसा structure मिलेगा आपके पास. Then again, when you'll move to pi by 2 to pi, then you'll reach in the similar manner up till here. Because for 2 pi by 3, you'll have it somewhere here, for 5 pi by 6 here and all that, and it will be like 3 pi by 4 here, and when you'll have theta as pi. When theta is pi, yani sine pi is the value for r, which is 0. Means when you have traveled for pi radians from the x positive direction of x-axis, you are traveling along this line by how many units? R happens to be 0, means you are not traveling anymore, so your point is back to the origin. So this is for theta between 0 and pi, we get a circle here, right? So that's how we have seen ki for theta between 0 and pi, we got a circle of this kind, which is the graph for r equal to sine theta, right? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes, ma'am.
further, if you'll travel in the next half of the circle, means when theta is equal to theta is between pi and 2 pi, you'll be having exactly the same circle being traveled again. Q, because for theta being more than pi, you'll be having your r as negative. So if theta is, let's say, somewhere here, your r, let's say it is the value for 5 pi by 4. Okay, this is just an example which I'm giving you right now. So for theta to be 5 pi by 4, you have your r to be minus 1 by root 2, means you'll be traveling along this line, but in the negative sense, means you're traveling away from the origin. So you'll reach this point again. ऐसे ही for every single part, when you'll have your theta to be somewhere here, the value for this particular theta, the value for r would be negative, means you'll be traveling not in this direction, yes, of course, along this line, but away from the origin. So you'll be having this particular point, right? So for theta between 0 and pi, you complete this circle once. And for theta, now starting from pi to 2 pi, you complete this circle again. Right? You got this thing? So that's how.
Ma'am, could you plot it so
Sure,
that I could understand better?
sure, sure.
Ma'am, could you
First half.
explain it again?
Yeah, this half is clear, right? 0 to pi wala.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Hmm.
We have to assume all the theta values for like every question.
Yes, you have to assume that theta is traveling on the real line, means for every possible value of theta you have to plot it. But because these are the values which we know, we can like find the values for r easily using these values for theta. So we plotted them and then sort of drew a rough sketch so that we can have a look how the graph is going to look like. Right now it is going to look like a circle, you know it. ठीक
Yes, ma'am.
And moreover, see, you can even verify by converting it into the Cartesian coordinates, because you know how to convert them now. We did it in the last
Yes.
class. So you can do
Yes,
what?
ma'am.
Multiply by r on the both sides, and you simply have it is x square plus y square equal to y kind of a thing. Then use the completing the square method to shift the terms here and there, and you can reach that this is going to be a circle of radius half, and the center, as we did in the last class, the center is going to be 0 comma half. Here it's going to be the
Okay.
center, right? You can even verify using, because you know the Cartesian coordinates key equations, and because you can have a look at it, and then you can simply see that it is going to be a circle. And as soon as you know that it is a circle, you are interested in finding the center and the radius. So you can just use the completing the square method to check what sort of circle, what will be the radius and what will be the center. So this is the right now we have discussed everything for 0 comma pi, as in theta between 0 and pi. So the next half which we need to consider, this much is clear, right? Till the first half, that is when theta is between 0 and pi.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let us consider the next half when your theta is between pi and 2 pi, and we'll keep plotting the points along with the calculations. So when you have theta, again your equation was still the same, r equal to sine theta. Starting with theta to be pi, what is the value for r? It is simply sine pi, which is going to be 0. Means at theta equal to pi radians from the positive x-axis, we are traveling how many units along this line? 0 units means we are talking about the origin only. We are now at the origin at this point of time. Next up, let us consider theta to be the next value. Let's say somewhere here. So let us say this is pi plus pi by 6 or rather 5 pi by 6 simply. So our value for r would be sine 5 pi by 6 and this is the value for sine 5 pi by 6 is no,
-1/2.
right?
-1/2.
So you have your point as minus 1 by 2 comma 5 pi by 6. So this is your r, this is your theta. So when you have your theta as 5 pi by 6 means right now we are talking about this particular line. We need to travel along this line how many units? Minus half units. Minus half units means if we had to travel half units, we would have traveled in the same direction as 5 pi by 6 would lie. But because now we have to talk about minus half thing, means we'll be traveling in the opposite direction. So direction of 5 pi by 6 was this. Direction of away from direction in the opposite sense of 5 pi by 6 is going to be this, right? So we'll be traveling minus half units in like we'll be traveling half units in the other direction because it means the same as traveling minus half units in the 5 pi by 6 wala direction, right? So what we are doing, because 5 pi by 6 was this direction, we have to travel minus half units, so we'll travel half units in the opposite direction. That means here away from 5 pi by 6 wali line. So you'll be traveling half units in this direction, which would give you, let's say, precisely this point. So this particular point, this one, it's going to be minus half comma 5 pi by 6. Okay? Let us consider one more example to make it better clear. 5 pi by 4 is the next thing which we can think of. Means it is along the line which is here. Basically what I'm doing, pi plus pi by 4 units. So your traveling line would be somewhere along this direction, right? Will decide according to the value in which direction we will move, either in the same direction of 5 pi by 4 or in the opposite direction. It depends upon the sign of r. R is equal to sine pi by 4. The value is, you know it, minus 1 upon root 2. So the coordinate, polar coordinate would become minus 1 upon root 2 comma 5 pi by 4. So for 5 pi by 4 you are traveling in this direction. Now if you would have to travel 1 by root 2 units, so you would be traveling in this direction. But in case you travel minus 1 by root 2 units, means you'll be traveling in the direction which is opposite to 5 pi by 4, means 5 pi by 4 was this much. This one means this direction. But opposite to 5 pi by 4 is going to be this direction. So how many units you are traveling in the opposite direction? 1 by root 2 units. Is there anything where you have a doubt? Okay. So how many units you were traveling in the opposite direction? 1 by root 2 units in the opposite direction because of this minus sign appearing, which appears here. So this is going to be your point because you have to travel 1 by root 2 units in the opposite direction of 5 pi by 4. Means this is your point, which is precisely this. So you can see whatever we discussed in the previous structure, we were collecting these points only again. These are the points which we have collected, and again we are traveling along the same circle which we got in the previous part in the first half, right? Because when you'll have next thing, pi plus pi by 3 means you'll be having 4 pi by 3. Then again because of this negative direction, negative sign of r, then you'll be traveling again in the opposite sense, in the opposite direction, so that you can reach this point. Again you'll reach this point, and so on and so forth. The story continues, and you'll be traveling along the same circle for the values of theta between pi and 2 pi as well. Okay,
Got it, ma'am.
so collecting collecting all the discussion, we have got that whenever theta is between 0 and pi, we get a circle, and even if theta happens to be pi to 2 pi, or again 2 pi to 3 pi, and so on, we are going to get the same circle again. So no matter,
Ma'am,
hmm,
5 pi by 6, doesn't it come in the second quadrant?
yes, it will be 7 pi. I wanted to
Yes,
convey
ma'am.
the a sense. It'll be 7, yeah. ठीक है? Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we have that for the values between 0 and pi, we are getting a circle, and for the values beyond pi, we are going to get the same circle along again whenever we take our theta to be between pi and 2 pi, or 2 pi to 3 pi, and so on. Right? So that's how we'll plot or we'll graph the equations in given in terms of the polar coordinates. Right? Okay, let us now consider another simple example first. You had r equal to 1 before, which was just a circle that was done. Now let's say theta equal to pi by 3 is your question to plot. उसमें in that particular case, when r was equal to 1, no matter whatever theta we would take, r was always 1. Right now, no matter whatever r we will have, theta is always pi by 3. So how it is going to look like? You have your axis. Theta is pi by 3, means you're traveling pi by 3 units, pi by 3 radians from the positive x-axis, and you'll be traveling r units. Now r can be anything. It can be, let's say this was your pi by 3 wala part. This is your line for theta equal to pi by 3. This is theta equal to pi by 3. So no matter whatever r you will take, r can be either 0, half, 1, 2, 3. R can be anything anywhere on this line. So the graph for this would be any r comma pi by 3. So whole of this line will represent the graph for theta equal to pi by 3. Right? This thing is clear now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
All right. So you have seen an example in which r was fixed, in which theta was fixed, and in another in which r was a function of theta. So next up we are talking about some regions. Means you're given, for example, you're given that r is between 1 and 2 and theta is between 0 and pi by 2. So you can plot them easily. This is your axis system, and for theta between 0 to pi by 2, your r happens to be between 1 and 2. This is the situation. So for theta between 0 and pi by 2 means we are talking about theta between 0 and pi by 2, means the first quadrant is our considerable part, right? And within the first quadrant, you want your r to be between 1 and 2, means whatever points you will collect should be having r greater than 1 but less than 2. So let us plot r equal to 1 first for theta between 0 and pi by 2. So when your theta was 0, r is 1 is right here. When theta was pi by 6, r was 1, it is right here. Then theta was pi by 4, r was 1 here. Pi by 3 and pi by 2. So these are the values for r equal to 1. And similarly, for r equal to 2, you have theta to be 0, r equal to 2. Theta to be pi by 6, r equal to 2. Theta to be pi by 4, r is 2. Pi by 3, r is yet 2. Pi by 2, r is yet again 2. So this is for r equal to 2 when your theta was between 0 and pi by 2, right? So what all values you have to collect? R should be between 1 and 2. Means it should be between 1 and 2, greater than 1, but less than 2. So what sort of region do we have? This particular region is collected, and this particular region is the graph for this thing. These two things. For each of the points inside this shaded region, these two things are satisfied, which we have just confirmed, right? And that's how we plot the regions. Just we had the regions in terms of the inequalities. That is, whenever x plus y was less than 1, you used to plot it like this, that this is the region. And if in case x was greater than 0, you took upper part, and if in case y was greater than 0, you used to take the right half part. Means in that particular situation, the collective one, this was the triangle which was considered. Exactly on the same grounds we are doing for r between 1 and 2 and theta between this. So we again have got the region for which will reflect the combination of these two things, right? So can you quickly tell me for minus 3 between r, so minus 3 less than equal to r less than equal to 2 when your theta is precisely pi by 6? Can you tell me what sort of graph it will show?
Ma'am, one line for with angle pi by 6 with x-axis,
Hmm.
and the x coordinates would be from minus 3 to 2.
Which coordinate?
Ma'am, the x coordinates.
No, x coordinate, you can't say x coordinate right now because your r is
Okay,
between
yeah,
minus
ma'am.
3.
R is between minus 3 to 2.
So we will do like this. Firstly, we'll check for what direction is there, and direction is judged by theta is equal to pi by 6 wali cheese. So you'll travel pi by 6 radians from the x-axis to know the direction of your graph. And now when your r is between minus 3, means while traveling along theta equal to pi by 6, you're traveling minus 3 units along pi by 6. Means how many units away from pi by 6? As in away from the origin and direction of pi by 6? 3 units. Means you'll be traveling till here, right? So you're traveling till this point in the direction of pi by 6 away from the origin. So r can be, this is your r to be minus 3 and r is less than equal to 2. Let us just consider the boundary thing. So r equal to 2 would be here. So the graph will be theta equal to pi by 6, means we are traveling along this line. When your r happens to be between minus 3, this is r equal to minus 3 and theta equal to pi by 6, and this is r equal to 2 and theta equal to pi by 6, means this particular line segment is your graph for this set of equations, right? So you won't call it x-axis, you won't call the x coordinate. X coordinate is something different. This is r equal to minus 3 in this thing, like this is the segment for r equal to minus 3 and this is the segment for r equal to 2. So from r equal to minus 3 on the line theta equal to pi by 6 and for r equal to 2 on the line theta equal to pi by 6 are your boundaries, and you have to collect every possible value for r between these. So this particular line segment is going to be your graph for this set of equations, right?
Ma'am, won't it be a circle?
No, it won't be a circle because circle ke liye you'll be traveling in terms of theta, but right now theta is fixed. Theta is fixed
Okay,
means
ma'am.
you have just to travel, you have just a line to travel upon. Agar theta would have been changing, then you would have been traveling in the sense of direction as well. Circle includes a direction, na?
Got it, ma'am.
Okay. One more
And
example.
ma'am, do we have to make the graphs using exact measurements or just a rough?
You can give a rough sketch, but it should look like it that it is an actual stuff. Not exactly you have to
Okay.
use the protractor or the compass, anything, nothing. Give a rough sketch, but it should convey the thing.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So one more example to be considered. You have is less than equal to 0 and theta equal to pi by 3. What will be the value? What will be the graph for this set of equations? Now you can easily tell me this. You have theta equal to pi by 3. I would recommend always start with theta so that you have a sense of direction, like on along which line you have to travel, and r is going to give you how many units you need to travel. So let us start with theta equal to pi by 3 first. So theta equal to pi by 3 means these
Ma'am,
many
this will
things.
be a line segment with angle pi by 3 only in the fourth quadrant.
In the fourth quadrant,
In the third,
Third
third
quadrant.
in the
quadrant.
Third
third
Yeah,
quadrant,
quadrant.
yeah, ma'am, sorry, third quadrant.
right? In the third quadrant. So this is your direction, the line, right? And because r is less than equal to 0, it would be somewhere in along this line, means your line happens to be your graph for this happens to be this particular line till the infinity, right? So this in black gives you the graph for these two equations, the set of these two equations, right? Okay. Another sort of example which we will consider, theta is between, now theta is not fixed anymore. Theta is between pi by 6 and pi by 3. So what sort of equation it will show? What sort of graph it will show? Means right now, no matter whatever r you will take, not a problem. Theta should be between pi by 6 and pi by 3. Just give it a try.
It will be like a sector of a circle.
And what is, if you are saying a circle, means you have the radius as well somewhere. What can you say about the radius? Do we have any radius, or it is sort of infinity kind of a thing?
Ma'am,
Infinity kind of a thing.
infinity.
It won't have a boundary.
It wouldn't have a boundary, right? So it'll be definitely a sort of a sector with infinite radius. Now, it will be a sector, it can be like it is having an infinite radius, that's right. But you have to check one more thing. R can be anything. It can be positive, 0, and negative. So you'll be having two sectors. In which directions? Let us see. Right now you have your theta to be pi by 6 and pi by 3 के बीच में. So this is, let's say your theta is pi by 6 wali line. So we have to take it along both of the directions. So this is theta equal to pi by 6, right? And next up is theta equal to pi by 3, means this is going to be our line for theta equal to pi by 3, right? So this is theta equal to pi by 6 right here, and this is theta equal to pi by 3 in both of the directions, right? So you have your theta to be between pi by 6 and pi by 3, matlab theta can be anywhere here or it could be anywhere here as well, because theta has to be between pi by 6 and pi by 3 means we are now considering every single part. And no matter whatever r you'll take, theta can be between pi by 6 and pi by 3 only. So we can travel as many units as we wish to, but between these two lines only, and in the other direction as well. So you'll be having two sector kind of things with infinite radius in both of the directions. So you have this shaded region which you can see in red right now as your graph for this theta equal to pi by 6 and theta between pi by 6 and pi by 3, right? So that's how you have plotted them when they were separate, as in r was different and theta, r was independent and theta is also independent. And we had seen an example where r also depended upon theta. So it can be anything. Like for whatever sort of equation you have, you can plot the graph. Right? And these graphs are also, will be doing the names for some graphs as well, which we'll do as we'll reach there. Okay, so let us now consider something called symmetry. So you have just seen that some graphs were symmetric about some axis. It could be x-axis, it could be y-axis, it could be origin as well. So let us discuss them in detail. This is called symmetry test for polar graphs. So first of all, let us just consider what all examples we did, and we'll now test for symmetry using those examples. So first one was r equal to 1, which was a circle and of this sort. Then we did theta equal to pi by, let's say, 3, which was sort of a line where r could be anything. So it was of something like this thing. Then we even checked r equal to, r could be anything. Theta could be between pi by 6 and pi by 3, which you saw that it was sort of kind of two sectors were there like this. These were the points collected. Okay. So you can see now the circle is symmetric about, just have a look. The circle is symmetric about x-axis as well as y-axis. Means the number of points which are lying above the x-axis, exactly the number of points are lying below the x-axis. Similar thing happens with y, that jitna part is there on the right, utna hi part is there on the left. So it is symmetric. You can at least have a look using the picture that it is symmetric about x-axis and about y-axis, and what is about the symmetry about the origin we'll discuss. But as of now, you can now frame the definitions as you have seen. So first of all, symmetry about the x-axis means you have this as your system for a point which is up here. Let's say the point was r comma theta. This point is symmetric about x-axis means you are able to locate, like if there is some other point which is right here, they should be exactly like mirror images of each other. So we say that two points are symmetric about x-axis if they look like mirror images of each other when your mirror is placed along the x-axis, right? You can at least imagine it using your mirror sense. And in mathematical sense, what do? We say that two points are there, let's say r comma theta and another one r1 comma theta 1. These are symmetric about x-axis if there is a relation between r1 and r and theta 1, or all of them four together. So we just have to devise that what sort of relation they will have, so that these 2 points, let's say if this point was P and this point was Q, so let's say this is P and this is Q. We want to check what sort of relation will hold between R and theta and R1 and theta 1, so that these points are symmetric to each other, right? So just that you just have to check here, if this is your point R comma theta, this is R comma theta and this is R1 comma theta 1. In what circumstances these are symmetric points of each other? Whenever this distance, this one P, let's say M, is equal to the distance QM, or if PM is exactly same as QM and you have this as, you want them to be symmetric, what is the first thing which you can think of? The length OP should be same as the length OQ, yani this R should be same as this R1, right? So first of all, R should be same as R1 for P and Q to be symmetric with respect to, symmetric about the x-axis, right? And moreover, what you should have, this angle जितना ही ये ऊपर है above the x-axis, उतना ही below x-axis होना चाहिए. This is what you can feel because of the mirror images kind of thing. So how many units it is traveling from the positive direction of x-axis. You know it, that is equal to theta. And how much this should be below the x-axis? Theta units in the opposite direction. Means it should be, so your theta 1, this is your theta 1, right? Theta 1 was this much. So theta 1 should be related with theta in what sense? It should be like theta and theta 1 are going to complete a circle, or you can say that theta 1 is equal to 2 pi minus theta. Isko you can also write like this is almost same as minus theta. So a point r comma theta is symmetric to another point with about the x-axis if the other point looks like what? r1 comma theta 1, where r1 happens to be just r again and theta 1 happens to be minus theta, right? So a point P is symmetric to this sort of a point about the x-axis. Is it okay? I'm repeating that you want to now check ki in under what situation the point P given by r comma theta will be symmetric to a point Q given by r1 comma theta 1 when when we are checking the symmetry about the x-axis. So just that what you have to do is just imagine that you are placing a mirror along the x-axis and you are checking that P and Q should be the mirror images of each other. So if P is r comma theta, you want r1 comma theta 1 as the mirror image of P, means the number of units P is above x-axis should be same as the number of units Q is below the x-axis, or basically it is same as saying this is OP, number of units OP is traveling should be same as the number of units you have OQ. This was R, this was R1. Because we want OP to be same as OQ, R should be same as R1. So I've got the value for R1 to be R simply. Next up, we want to talk about theta 1 as well. So theta 1, how theta 1 is related to theta or even R if it can be. Theta should be like if you have P to be theta units above the x-axis, you should have Q to be the same units below the same units in the opposite direction of x-axis as well. So if this is your theta, this should be theta in the negative direction means minus theta. But right now you have this as theta 1, which was nothing but this much to reach theta 1. You can see that theta 1 plus how many units? Minus units of theta, like this one. Theta was this was the magnitude which was theta. We wrote minus because of the direction. So you can right now see that this is theta units plus theta 1 units plus theta units is going to give you a complete circle, means theta plus theta 1 is going to give you 2 pi. So theta 1 must be 2 pi minus theta, which is equivalent to, I wrote equivalent to because it is not exactly the same thing, but it is going to result into the same point. So this is theta 1 should be sort of minus theta. So I have got your r1 to be r because of this relation and theta 1 to be minus theta because of this sort of relation. So your point to which P r theta would be symmetric to when we are talking symmetry about the x-axis would be r1 comma theta 1, where r1 we have seen to be r and theta 1 should be same as minus theta. So this is the point. So if you are asked for the point which is symmetric to this point r comma theta about the x-axis, it is precisely r comma minus theta. Right? Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. अब देखो, for a polar coordinate, for a polar point, so for a point given in terms of the polar coordinates, we have several other representations as we did for the alternate representations of the points. So now we are interested in another representation of this point which is symmetric to r comma theta. Means we are looking for r comma minus theta ka another representation. So let us see. If your point was this r comma minus theta somewhere here, let's say this was the point, and this can be reached in some other sense as well. See, in some other sense means we can travel either towards the origin or away from the origin, right? So if we are talking about this particular direction, so we can reach this point by traveling away from the origin but in this direction, right? So if this is your minus theta, what is this direction? Minus theta plus pi means pi minus theta wala direction. So if we are traveling in pi minus theta direction but away from the origin means minus r units in this direction. So it is same as minus r units in what direction? Pi minus theta, right? So another form of a point which is symmetric to this point is this. So collecting all the stuff together, we have that the point r comma theta is symmetric to the point r comma minus theta, or even you can say that minus r comma theta minus pi when we are talking about symmetric about the x-axis, right? So the points which is symmetric to this particular point r comma theta about the x-axis are can be represented as r comma minus theta or minus r comma pi minus theta. So this is the conclusion of the story when we are talking about symmetry about the x-axis, right? That's how you have framed it. Again, we have the same. Is there anything?
Yes, ma'am, one question.
Hmm.
So minus r comma pi minus theta, won't it be symmetric to the y-axis?
Bilkul, we are moving to that thing now.
But you've written about x-axis for both the points.
नहीं देखो this is about the x-axis but when you'll be talking about the y-axis this minus r thing will disappear, the minus thing will disappear. You'll just see it in a moment, but right now it should be minus r because when you're traveling, see when you had this point r comma theta, the point which you're concerned about is this now, and this is r comma minus theta, that's right. But when you're traveling along this line, but when you're traveling along this direction, you want to come into the negative sense, the opposite direction. So if you have r in this direction, means you have minus r in this direction. That's why the minus sign appears here. But just have a look right now, I'll tell you. When you are talking about symmetric about y-axis, it'll be like, let us see. You have a point right here, which is r comma theta, and you want that your point should be symmetric about y-axis to some other point. Means now you're placing your mirror on along the y-axis. Means this distance should be same as this distance. Means this particular angle would be same as this particular angle would be same as this particular angle, right? And if this is your r units, these must be your r units. So if this is r1 comma theta 1 type, we again have to devise some relation between r1 theta 1 rn theta so that p and q are symmetric about the x-axis. We'll see how. Just let us just consider for r as of now. If this is your r and this is your r1 and you want that p and q should be symmetric about x-axis, what is the relation between r and r1? You want them to be equal, right? See, you want P to be symmetric about the y-axis, symmetric to the point Q. If you want these to be symmetric, means the number of units you are traveling from the origin to reach the point P should be same as the number of units you need to travel to reach the point Q from the origin, right? This is just about the number of units you are traveling. Direction will talk for sure, but the number of units are going to be the same, right? So R is going to be same as R1. Sorry, right? So I've got the relation between R and R1, that's fine. But now let us consider what is theta and what is theta 1. So again, drawing the same, have a look. You have it like this was your point P, which is r comma theta, and this is your symmetric point Q, which we have got is going to be r comma theta 1, because we have seen that r is going to be r1, so I can write directly r, I believe. So where this is your theta 1, right? And you want this angle to be same as this angle. Just that you have to make some computations, or you can even check if you'll take this line, if you'll extend this line in this direction, you'll see that this is going to be minus theta. Means the same stuff which we have talked about when we are talking about the symmetry about the x-axis. So this theta 1 is going to be same as pi minus theta, yes or no? When you'll extend this line, you'll see, chalo, if even if have a look right here, you want this angle, let's call it phi. So you want phi to be same as this phi 1, right? Because you want symmetry about the y-axis. Means using these phi and phi 1, you'll have some relation between theta and theta 1, so that these theta 1 and theta can be related. So what is phi? Phi is nothing but pi by 2 minus theta. So phi would be pi by 2 minus theta. And you want this to be phi 1 as well, right? So you just want to relate phi 1 with theta 1 right now. So phi 1 would be what? See, phi 1 is this much. You have theta to be this much as a whole. Means theta 1 is simply pi by 2 plus phi 1. Phi 1 was pi by 2 minus theta, means you have got your theta 1 to be pi minus theta. So the point happens to be r comma pi minus theta, right? So in the previous structure you had minus r. I'm moving back to this. See, have a look. यहाँ पे you had minus r. So when you are talking about the symmetry about the x-axis, you had the symmetric point as r comma minus theta. That was fine. But the alternate representation was minus r comma theta pi minus theta. But when you're talking about the y-axis, you have r comma pi minus theta. Alternate representation के बारे में we'll see. But right now you have got that your point symmetric to the point r comma theta is symmetric about y-axis to which point? To the point which looks like r1 comma theta 1, where r1 is simply r, and you have seen that theta 1 is pi minus theta, right? So this is one of the representations. We'll do the alternate one, or you can even try to check for what other representation of this point can be. I'm giving you that it is going to be minus r comma minus theta. You can just verify it by plotting them on the graph. So the point r comma theta is symmetric about y-axis to the point r comma pi minus theta, or it could be minus r comma minus theta, right? Is it okay now? Do you have any confusions anywhere?
Ma'am, it's clear.
All right. Anyone else?
And
Okay,
please show the figure.
here it is. This one.
Yes, ma'am.
So what we have seen, because we wanted these points to be symmetric, we wanted these angles to be the same, and the length which we have traveled from the origin should be the same. Because symmetric is more or less related to the mirror images kind of thing, which you can imagine in the real life. Okay.
Done, ma'am.
So with this, we have seen the symmetry about the x-axis and the y-axis.